Welcome back to Reality Check Podcast. I'm still here with my guest, Jordan. And I'll get back to my next question. So Jordan, what do you think about like the world we live in today? You know, as far as I know you see it. I know you see the prices going up. I'm pretty sure you heard about it's going to be another government shutdown. So what is your take on?
I mean, they got the 45 days.
Okay.
But what do I think the world we live in today? Honestly, I would like to say, I don't think nothing of it, but you can't live in it, bitch, and not think of it.
Right. Right. You're going through it. You gotta get right. Exactly.
Your existence is it. So, yeah, you are thinking of it. But a piece of me, like the far left side of me, but I'm left-handed, this is hell on earth. Like this is hell. And showing God who you are while existing through hell is the trials and tribulations that all the religions and different shit speak of as I start reading it. But then a part of it doesn't even want to even think so too deeply into that, this is where I'm at now. This is where my consciousness is. Sometimes I don't even feel like I'm the same person that I was before, and not enough I graduated, I elevated. No, I literally think like I'm in a different version of myself sometimes, but there's mad answers to that question that you could say.
Do you think it's gonna, it's gonna get any better, or you think it's gonna get worse?
No, I don't. It can be both. It is what you make of it, better or worse. I'm not here for. I want to aim for the better. If I get the worse, cherish the experience, and when I die or whatever, and I move on to whatever's next or lack thereof, it is what the fuck it is. At that point,
So, all right. So the music today. Do you think music plays a huge part of our lives?
Yeah.
Yes.
Literally, kind of low key, a way of programming.
Do you think the music also influenced the kids a lot?
Music has always influenced the kids. It's not just music, media. Music is a form of media. Media is a form of visual, audio, sensory interpretation. And that interpretation is a form of, influencing those who are consuming it. Yeah, if you go and you consume something for a certain period of time, whatever that is that you're consuming is going to have an impact on you. Yeah. It's not actually a new concept. It's been established a very long time ago.
Do you think social media destroyed regular life?
Do I think social media destroyed regular life?
Like as far as
I think social media changed what at that point was the norm of regular life. But social media as an introduction into society was no different from any other revolution that ever already established. The Industrial Revolution, for example, once that exhibited itself, when wars come and the men was gone and women started working, it changed the way. It's no different from any other thing. You introduce something new, a different technology. Technology is so advanced as what we think of it as today, but technology is just a new form, a new implement of something to do something that was always previously established. The cotton gin is technology. That was technology at that time. If you was talking modern technology when the cotton gin was formed, that was modern technology. Who talks about the cotton gin now? No one. But it is, and it actually revolutionized the industry.
I personally don't think none of this technology is new. I think it's always been here.
I mean, I don't agree or disagree, actually, to that. That is to be discovered and established. That is definitely a possibility for me as well.
Okay. What do you think about relationships? Why do you think a lot of relationships fail?
What do you mean fail?
Like as far as, like the divorce rates, it's like skyrocket. Every time people get into a relationship they act like it always has to be like broadcasted. And instead of talking to your partner, you always gotta like people like write it on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. So what do you think about relationships? And why are they failing?
I think, first of all, to say like a relationship failed means like probably to the person that it doesn't go in the aspect of what they wanted it to go. I could have been in a relationship with you and thought we had something or whatever. And I could have thought the relationship failed. But really, you had your target, you acquired it, established, secured, did what you wanted to do, and moved on to the next one. Your relationship with me was a success. You did what you had to come to do. Mm-hmm. So I think that's like a part of it. Like just to put an extreme like out there. You know what I'm saying? But really, people don't communicate. I think it really boils down to communication and honesty of what you want and what you expect of that person. But then it also kind of goes into the reality of like you can't expect what you want of that person and then still do what you want to do. So you can be a guy who wants a girl and you want a girl who's loyal, that she's only with you. She's not really big on a party girl. Like she can get fly, she's bad, she's a baddie. And when she goes out with you, you got her, but she don't do too much. She brings attention because she's beautiful, but she doesn't do anything to bring attention, But at this point, for the most part, you fucking keep her at home all the time. But then all the while, you want to explore. And you want to experience different things and stuff that particular person you don't know if that person's going to want to do because you don't want to put her out there because you want her at home and then you want to do more things. So then what do you do?
Do you think people go into
Is that a question?
That was a question.
Wait, that was a question.
That was a question.
To do. You gotta think about it. You got a whole planet. You can travel the world for the rest of your life and still get money.
So you travel the world while shorty at home?
Nah, you traveling the world with shorty.
But that's not what you want. You want to be wild. You want to experience a young life. But then you also want the security of, a well-established, the security you built in your women. You know what I'm saying? You built it. You know what's there, but then you still want to do your thing. So what do?
Where does the insecurities come from?
Hmm?
Where does the insecurities come from?
From who?
Past experiences.
But you shouldn't be going into relationships if something happened in your past. You should be healed from the past relationships once you go into your future.
Are you going? 9 times out of 10, realistically though,
Realistically.
are people going into relationships because they're healing from their past, or are they going into these new relationships because they're wounded from their past, and whatever that new person is giving them, they're probably giving them the exact whatever thing that they were being denied or withdrawn from in that previous relationship that they needed. That new person is giving them just exact that, whether it's the 20 or the 80. Is it the 20 or the 80 sometimes? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Am I leaving my 80 for the 20, or I'm leaving the 20 for the 80? Who's giving me more at the end of the day?
I mean, yeah, I think I agree with you. I think people not like fully healed from their past relationships, and I also believe that people do it because they're lonely. A lot of people don't know how to be by themselves. So even though they're not healed from their past relationship, they'll go into the next one thinking it's gonna, it's gonna patch up their bandages.
I like to talk about that. When you say like a lot of people don't know how to be by themselves, be
Right.
by themselves,
Right.
be by themselves, be by themselves. I think about that, and like yes, you should have a security with who you are. But when you think about it, when you think about it, we as people, we're not actually built to be by ourselves. We work better in numbers. Like, being by ourselves is not actually good. Right. Being a solo entity and just maneuvering through the world. If this was the wild, wild west, nature, not the future,
but
not society that we established today, because of we learned that we work better in numbers. Being a loner doesn't actually work for us. So no, the person who's lonely and they feel weird being lonely isn't weird for seeking to get out of that loneliness. That is a human function to not want to be lonely. That is a necessity. That is literally one of our basically necessities, to not be by ourselves.
Well, I don't think it's fair to the next person that you are with, because you clearly not like healed from your past relationship. But my thing is this, like when I say jump into the next relationship, I'm talking about as far as like you just got out of one, and then a week later you're in the next one, or 2 weeks later you're in the next one. I feel like that's not fair to the partner. I understand. I don't think.
I agree.
I don't think we're supposed to be by ourselves. No, we're not. You're supposed to be. It's man, woman, child. We're supposed to be family. We stronger together. I totally agree with that. But as far as what I'm saying is, like, people would get out of a relationship and jump into the next one, and then bring all that baggage, everything, suitcases and everything into the next one, and now you're treating this person bad because of what happened into your past relationship. It's not fair to him. It's not fair to you, and I think you should take that time to be alone and by yourself until you find some closure in that past relationship.
I mean, I do agree. I absolutely do agree. There's sometimes this little come, like a little with habitual monogamous over the singles. Like, you're habitual monogamous, bitch. You're not no better than me. If your longest relationship was 6 months, like, no. You're fucking someone new every 6 months. That's 2 people a year. Stop. Like, I mean, not that we do body count or anything like that, but it's like, you're not establishing those relationship bonds that you think of just because you feel like you go from one committed relationship to the next committed relationship versus being a single person and you have maybe this one friend that you hook up with here and there versus this other nigga that you hook up from here and there. There's really not that big of a difference. I'm sorry to put it out there for you. But as like the other person going in with that person who is like the like habitual monogamous, you should be having those conversations, with them before you before you get in that deep. You get what I'm saying? As
Right.
to saying this is a serious relationship. You're in a serious relationship with a person, but you don't know how many serious relationships she had before you. You don't know what happened and what transpired in those relationships. A random person that I just met for the first time, no, I don't think those are the conversations that we're gonna have. But somebody that I'm dating and creating a future with, how can I create a future with you without knowing how you interacted and went about your previous relationships
Right.
and the
That's so
outcomes of
true.
those? Why, if you are so great and perfect for me, and I know maybe, maybe you're God sent, but if for whatever reason you're not, why are you still available? You're too perfect. You gotta tell me, what's your history? What happened?
Something's
Wait,
off.
what happened with what happened?
It's a red flag.
Like, you're great.
Most
You're
definitely.
fantastic. I love you, but something. Why are you here? No, something. Red flag. Tell me more.
But no.
I have some questions. So you this deep, but you don't know that Shorty done had 3 boyfriends in the past 12 months before you.
Right.
It goes both ways. You have to take
It definitely
responsibility
does. It
as
definitely
to
does.
adults. It's a dance.
It definitely
I'm not
does.
dancing alone out here. You know, it's 2 people always.
It definitely does go both ways. Like I said, like communication. I don't think a lot of people is having that conversation. They just think you like me, I like you. Fuck your past. Let's do this. You don't know she just got out of something 2 days ago, or some shit like that.
I mean, sometimes it's like it's not like it's different when you don't have those conversations because you don't want to have those conversations because you know where those conversations will lead.
Oh, yeah.
But you really not
That's true.
trying to lead it there. I'm not even in for all that. And so we not even gonna talk about all that. We just gonna that. I'm gonna talk about all that. It is what it is. Boom. But that's different. That's not establishing a relationship and like building something with like a person and things like that, you know.
I just think if you really like the person, you should have that conversation because it's important. If you see that yourself, you know, in the future with that person, y'all should definitely have that conversation. You guys agree?
Yeah.
I think it's pointless to try to get to know somebody in a deep level if you're not trying to get to build a deeper bond with them. That's really pointless.
I mean, what is your definition of a deeper bond? Sometimes, like I said like previously, sometimes you carpenter. You have compartments for people, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you may meet a person and it may not be the love of your life for the rest of your life. It may not be the person you want to marry, but it may be somebody that you still like cherish really special because of whatever it is that they do for you. And because of that, you make a special place for them. And you build a box for who they are and what they give for you in your life and what they do for you. And because you and that person have an honest and open communication where you understand each other and what you give each other and what you do for each other in your life and where you're going to go for each other in your life and how it would be, and understanding of that relationship that you have. Just because you may not be able to explain it to other people, I don't have to explain it to anybody else but the person that I'm having that relationship with. And as long as you understand and I understand, we will always be good. That's how I feel.
No, I definitely agree. I think conversations should definitely be had.
Yeah.
Definitely. So what is the normal life for you? Like, what is the everyday life? What is the everyday thing for you?
Get up, shower, brush my teeth, play with my niece, get dressed, go to work, smoke, come home, go to sleep, repeat. Normal, everyday thing for everybody else.
So
Who else is living?
what do you do for fun?
What do I do? I actually, I love to sleep.
You love to sleep?
Yeah.